Hey everyone, quick video today about an island that you really don't want to sleep on. Let's go. First of all, I'd recommend doing these once you've reached tier 2. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have reached tier 2, congratulations. If you're not in tier 2 yet, pay attention so that you can start doing these as soon as possible. And if you're in tier 3 and you haven't already been doing these, then listen up. Let's skip the filler and jump right to the important stuff. The most important thing you need to be doing every day, if you're not doing them already, is Anguished Isle dailies. There's a short quest chain on this island that unlocks a repeatable daily here. Now this daily gives 1 key a day, and the keys allow you to enter the Garden of Despair dungeon on this island. Now why do we want to go into this dungeon? The main reason, and one of the biggest time gates in endgame tier 3, is the omnium star. It has a relatively low chance to drop from Stella, the final boss of this dungeon. I think on Korean and Russian servers I got the star in a month, which is about average, but I've heard stories of people taking multiple months and even close to a year. You'll need the star because collecting these gives some really nice rewards, most notably 12 skill points and a legendary Wealth Rune. Now because you can only enter once a day if you do the daily, you want to start doing these dailies as soon as possible to give yourself as many tries as you can. A couple things, the island says item level 1100, but you can come here much earlier. To complete the initial quest chain that unlocks the dailies, all you have to do is kill a few of the monsters here. Now, I was able to do this on my bard at the time, which was around 1000 item level, but I think you can come here much earlier because I didn't really have a hard time at all. You can also party with someone else who can help you kill the mobs. Now as for the actual daily quest, you can actually complete it without killing a single mob just by looting the books on the ground. Also, the daily quest here is roster bound, so you can't farm multiple keys a day by coming here on different characters. Now you won't be able to go into the actual dungeon until you have 1100 item level, but you can start banking the keys by doing the dailies and run them all when you hit a higher item level. By the time I hit tier 3 on my main, I think I had about 6 or 7 keys. The dungeon itself is fairly straightforward. You just go in and kill a bunch of mobs and then kill the boss. You can pretty much solo this without any difficulty. Now one important thing to note here, in the final boss room there's actually a destructible wall that you can break down for a one-time quest item that gives you a bunch of these skynes. This is the currency that you use to exchange for rewards. To break this wall down, all you need to do is DPS the boss down until she gets low enough to go into this air phase. She'll fly up in the air and become invulnerable, and she'll also start spawning these clown things. Now these clowns have a suicide AoE attack that does a bunch of damage, so all you need to do is lure the clown monsters next to the wall and get them to blow up on the wall. If you can get 4 clowns to blow up on the wall, it will break, and then after you kill the boss you can just go in and loot the item for some one-time rewards. Now once you clear the dungeon, you also gain access to this vendor who has a ton of great rewards. I would start by buying the chest of tier 3 gems so you can replace your tier 2 ones, and then the legendary Overwhelm rune. The engraving books can be bought and sold. I opened 3 of the sorceress purple books and sold them for about 2.5k gold total. Note that these rewards are all roster limited, so you can only buy them once. However, you can also buy 50 tier 3 and tier 2 Leapstones. It says hold limit here for whatever reason, but these are actually character limited, and you can put these chests in your roster storage. This means that on each character you can come here and buy 50 bound Leapstones, which can be a big help in progressing. I definitely recommend picking these up after the above purchases. Now if you're lucky you might get the omnium star early, but if you have average or bad RNG like me, the more keys you can save up the better. If you're not already, I highly recommend doing these dailies. That's gonna be it for this one. My next video will be a way you can make 6 to 8k gold relatively easily immediately upon hitting tier 3, so stick around for that one. I'm also starting to work on my bard video guide, but if you need to know anything about bard in the meantime, make sure you check out the written guide in the description below. This has been Ayu, and until next time, bye you.